All right, friends, Happy New Year, man! And we're back with another video on our good friend Jason Blaha, man. We love Jason Blaha, the gym lifting, recruiting, fitness, slave, gear slave himself, Jason Blaha, bro. Because he's always making videos for us to react to. I love it. Anyways, Blaha says, doing multiple rep ranges for more gains. Okay, man.
I am going to make the case for doing a variety of rep ranges if you want to maximize.
So rep ranges give you gains, even though the gains have attenuated due to repeated bout effect phenomena and a whole bunch of things, man. But you're gonna keep getting gains forever because look at Blaha. He's like I don't know, 385 pounds of muscle. Wow, he's massively huge. He could go out and be a strongman now.
Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and I thought I would chat with you guys and gals a little bit about this today. So, you're going to see me.
Wait a second, didn't he say he weighed about 200? And just recently in a video, he says he's 214. He gained 14 of what? Glycogen? Wow. Again, this is endurance lifting. He's doing concentric. See that lift right there? That's concentric. When you go against gravity, that's endurance lifting, and that squeezes muscles. That doesn't cause damage to muscle fibers, but it will cause hypoxia and oxidative damage, which ages you. That's why he looks 87. So everything he's doing in his training is the opposite. But really in science, they tell you that eccentric exercise is superior in every way to concentric. Why? Because it absorbs energy. It doesn't take energy from you. It gives you energy. It causes damage to the muscle fibers, which causes a regeneration. You understand me? All these things. It's great for cognitive. It's great for physical. I could prove it. Science tells you in the eccentric section of PubMed or NCBI. It will tell you it does so many things, bro. Muscle damage training. You have no idea. It is superior. It tells you superior in every way to concentric. Why? Because you're going against gravity. You're squeezing and going against gravity. It is endurance, and endurance is bad for you. It ages you. The more you do, the more you age. The more hypoxia, the more oxidative stress, the more you rust yourself from inside out. The more you age. It does the opposite. And this is performance. Muscle damage is not based on performance, bro. Eccentric is not based on performance, but you will be great at performing once you're done building your body super big and super strong. It's associated with strength, power, speed, and performance.
Through the course of this video, doing about 3 different rep ranges. It's just some sample videos I pulled from this week's training. All right, you'll see me doing some actually sub-maximal triples and stuff. Some of these are...
There's no muscle growth here. He's just pumping. That's why in every video, Sam Sulik says, I'm going for the pump. I'm pumping. I'm getting pumps. And then you go to like Jeff Nippert. I'm getting the pumps. And then you go to Mike Israetel. We're getting pumps. Lots of pumps. Because all this concentric exercising, it just pumps your muscle up. Why? Because you're squeezing your muscles, bro. You're not lengthening them to cause them to micro-injure. This is ridiculous. Come on, Blaha. We're trying to help you here. Stop being a lifting slave. Stop aging yourself.
Or lifts that I can do more reps, but they're still relatively heavy. So you see me doing some triples. See me doing like some...
Yeah. You did it really, really, really heavy. You did like, I don't know, 3 reps. Okay, so what?
12s, and then some 20s, right? Actually, just stuff that's around actually 5.
Blaha, it gets astronomically more difficult the more you deteriorate yourself to build muscles. I'm not deteriorated. If I stand next to you and I walk in the street, they'll probably think I'm your son. And I'm 10 years older than you. But here's the thing. You're deteriorating yourself. Doing that. Me, I'm not into deterioration. That's why I'm in good condition. I have my hair, my teeth are straight. They're not crooked. They're not fucking rotting. I have good bone density because I do heavy squats. I can still do heavy squats and stuff like that. So this stuff is just, I don't know, bro. I don't know what you're doing here.
12, and then you'll see me doing some 20 rep stuff.
You have to be an endurance athlete. If you're lifting every day in the gym, or using weights as endurance exercises every single day in the gym, you have to be an endurance athlete.
For me, these are kind of the 3 rep ranges that I really, really like. And here's why.
Yeah, 3 reps are not enough to damage muscles.
I would recommend doing a lot. A lot of people say, well, don't we have just certain ranges and they'll all build hypertrophy? Yeah, but they bring different elements to the table. And then the thing to think about.
Don't they all build hypertrophy? Hypertrophy just means something is getting bigger. Yes, they all build concentric lifting can build you sarcoplasmic hypertrophy muscles. Yes, they do. Yes, they can. Yes.
Is the overlap and practicality of them.
Yes.
2 of them are obvious. Like you'll see me.
Yes, they hypertrophy the muscle through the sarcoplasm because you're squeezing it inside there. Because you're separating the groups of muscles. You're separating, so they're pumping. It's pumping in these muscles.
Doing deadlifts, and you'll see me doing band curls. So these are kind.
Because you're an endurance athlete, you're lifting endurancely, so it has to grab more glycogen into the muscle. There's a window there. There's a window. Here's the thing, bro. When they tell you there's a window for protein synthesis, there's also a window for for glycogen synthesis. Get it? Yeah, but here's the thing. You don't have any more nuclei, so you're just recycling proteins. Get it? You opened the window to breakdown, but you're just putting it back in there, what you lost in this session. And so there's a window for glycogen synthesis, and most of you eat more glycogen than you do protein. Look at your plates at home. Look at your slave food diets. And so you're growing the sarcoplasm, and it becomes toxic eventually. Why do you think all these bodybuilders, they say bodybuilding is unhealthy? Well, fake bodybuilding is unhealthy if you're increasing the sarcoplasm massively, exponentially, get it? Especially if you're taking steroids to grab more glycogen into the muscle, pump more of it in there. That's just crazy. Then you huff and you puff, you sweat, you walk around, your heart hurts. But if you build myofibrillars, you don't get unhealthy from building real muscle, get it? Yeah, it makes you healthier, better, and stronger. That's just ridiculous.
That kind of makes sense. Anyone who's ever done high rep deadlifts, you know what I'm talking about. You guys have seen me do 10 or 12.
Lifting a heavy weight against gravity doesn't make you a bigger. You get it? Does it get you more myofibula? But it can make you a bigger if you pump more glycogen in the sarcoplasm, but it doesn't make you stronger. Get it? You're just getting better at lifting a heavy weight.
Sets on deadlifts, and you are dead. Right? If you're going to deadlift or even squat, you don't want to do a bunch of 10 to 12s. It is grueling. It's fatiguing.
Yes, I'm not. Look, here's the thing. I'm not disputing that your bones are taking on load for a couple of seconds there. That's pretty heavy weight there he's lifting, Blaha, okay? I will not deny. People deadlifting, 300, 400, 500, that's pretty heavy. So he just does like 3 reps, but he relieves the weight. Like he's not standing there for like 30 minutes holding this heavy weight, right? Okay. But yes, definitely gravity is pulling him down. Now that he's holding it in an isometric form, right? He's holding it isometrically. Yes, it's definitely pulling you down, right? So the gravity is pulling you down. This still is concentric exercise, but there's still gravity pulling you down. So are you getting some benefits? Well, yeah, I cannot deny that there's some benefit. There's no benefits there. What is the benefit? I don't know what you could call it. Bone mineral density, but why are you losing bone mineral density? Why do you need to keep doing this to bring it back? Because you're eating slave food diet, which is withdrawing the density, the minerals from your bones. They would never be weak and frail if you stopped eating sugar all day. But people can't stop eating slave food diets, which is causing the minerals to deplete from the bones. So what does Blaha do? Well, they're depleting. I have to continue in my behavior eating slave food diet. So I have to keep putting the minerals back in by lifting a heavy weight. Okay, give me a break, bro.
Right? Particularly if you're strong, if you're more novice, not a big deal. They bury you. And these are big lifts that it just makes sense to go heavy because we get the most potential for strength.
Particularly if you're strong, every human being born in nature is strong. I guess in this world, people are all born weak. So they have to lift weights because nobody ever lifted weights in nature.
They're big barbell exercises, okay? And then we can take the other approach, obviously, on bands. From the practicality, are you really going to do 3 rep sets on bands? Are you really almost 10s are almost too hard? So a lot of
look, I'm gonna tell you, man. Without lifting, I ate the whole. What is it? This last year, I ate the summertime. I ate so much raw fish and even raw meat. And the more I eat, the stronger I get. So, do I need to go lift weights in the gym to get stronger? No, bro. You need to eat lots of natural food like meat and seafood so your bones, they remineralize, and your teeth remineralize. But guess what? You're still lifting weights, right? Right? You say you're mineralizing your bones and everything. Then why are your teeth rotting? Why are you going to the dentist? You see what I mean? So you're really not really doing a whole lot there. Because if it was true, if a heavy weight could remineralize your bones or whatever the fuck they're doing there, then look, I'll explain how to get bones bigger, but it isn't lifting a heavy weight. So if it could remineralize, then your teeth, you wouldn't need to go see the dentist. See what I mean? But you're going to see the dentist, so that shows poor health, bro. Get it? You're suffering from poor health. Now, if gravity does play a role in building up bones to get them to become massively, remineralized, get it bigger and stronger and shit like that, whatever, then your focus should be on multiple eccentric loads. That's it. That's why I try to say before, eccentric exercise is superior to concentric. Want to know why? Because you could put heavier loads and you could do more reps and sets with heavier loads, so there's more tension on the bone. Therefore, it causes micro tears to the bone. Get it? Doing eccentric exercises. Yeah, man. So not only are you getting micro tears in your muscle, but you're getting micro tears in your bone. And that's how it comes back bigger and stronger. See what I mean? It isn't going to come back bigger and stronger because Blaha is lifting a heavy weight and putting it down again and dropping it. Because look at his teeth. That just says it all. Your teeth health says it all, bro. Get it? Anyways, I think people really, maybe you just don't understand, but okay, whatever.
band work, I like 15, 20, sometimes even 50 or 100 rep sets. Right, depending on what we're doing. And it makes sense. It makes sense in that context to do so.
See, look, here's the thing. He can manage to lift this heavy weight. Now, an eccentric exercise, you can't, in an eccentric exercise, you cannot manage to reach the top. You shouldn't be able to reach the top. Watch this.
Okay, because it's practical.
Right there, the top. Sorry, we missed that. One more time.
Certain exercises, just let them.
Right there. You're not supposed to reach the top. That means it's too light. It's too light if you reach the top. And you're not supposed to reach the top. And you're not supposed to reach the bottom either. You're supposed to repetitively move the weight rapidly and fast for numerous reps and sets. That's the point of eccentric exercise. You're supposed to keep the tension on the bones and on the muscle so that they can micro tear. Get it? Because you're going with gravity. Gravity is pulling you down. So if gravity is pulling you down, that means you can take more loads on the gravity, but you can't take more loads going against gravity. See what I mean? So more load can be placed on the bones and on the muscle fibers. See what I mean? For example, you see guys go to the cable machine, right? And they put it like on, I don't know, 50 pounds. They take the key, they put 50 pounds, and they do bicep curls. But literally they could do the whole stack and even more. They can literally do the whole stack in an eccentric form. But they're scared to look around. People will say, hey, you're not doing full range of motion. Well, you can't do full range of motion if the whole stack weighs like 300 or 400 pounds, right? That's a lot to lift. You see what I mean? But you can do it partially up and partially down, partially up and partially down, right? So that means that a lot of the force, the velocity, the force is on the down force. It's pulling you down. So if it's pulling you down, that means it's going to cause more stress on your bones and on your muscle fibers, pulling the weight, pulling you down constantly. You're lifting it, right, with veracity. You're lifting with veracity, but you can't make the full concentric. That means it's very heavy. Yes, it's very heavy, but you can make it partially up, right? And then it pulls you down again because it's so heavy. You understand me? That's where all the growth happens, at the bottom. It all happens at the bottom. Anyways, maybe you just don't understand that, but whatever.
Ourselves to that, and a lot of even smaller movements. I mean, again, a tricep extension, a curl. We start doing 3 to 5 reps. You guys know what I'm talking about.
Look, I'm not saying that concentric is bad. I do concentric, eccentric, and still get damaged in a gym because I'm overworking my muscle. I can still get some of the concentric if I want. And I can still do eccentric, concentric, and still get damaged, but most people can't do that. That's because I'm doing my whole upper body and I'm coming back after I repaired and remodeled and I'm focused on overworking it. That's the difference. But if I do too much concentric with eccentric, it'll exhaust me because concentric is associated with endurance lifting. You understand me? You understand me? It's endurance lifting. Eccentric is not endurance because it compromises your lifting abilities.
Your joints start hurting. Right, this becomes a problem very, very quickly. It's just not practical. So being more medium rep for those to higher rep makes a lot of sense. Okay, so you have to look at the practical aspect of some of these. Some of these you have to step back and go, yeah, that just makes sense, right? It makes sense. It's practical. It's practical.
No, this makes no sense. It's not practical to go all the way at the top. And relieving the tension. He's relieving the tension constantly because he goes to the top, he stops. He goes to the bottom, he drops the weight. See how he stops here? So he's relieved the tension. Now when he drops it, watch.
That's why.
He drops it and he bounces. See what I mean? He dropped the weight. He literally dropped it. So where's all the tension? Where's all the tension? See what I mean? Where's all the tension? He dropped it. He didn't go down slowly with it or anything like that.
But let's talk about what we get in terms of potential overlap, neural drive. All right, some stuff like really, really low reps. The 1 to 3 rep range is really where we build the most strength. That's where we get the most neural drive.
Yeah, the 1 to 3 rep range is where you build the most neural and androgen receptor drive for lifting a heavy weight in the opposite direction. Yes, I will not disagree with Blaha. Even 1 rep will be enough. You see what I mean? To lift a heavy weight because it's based on performance.
Of all the neuromuscular efficiency, okay? Again, if we want to get really strong, and this will carry.
But if you want to get really strong, if you truly want to get really strong, then you're going to put more load and do the eccentric because that's what builds muscle. That's what makes you really strong. Muscle. If you're not building any muscle, lifting this weight, then what's the point? Look, I'll show you what you're getting doing this, okay? This is what you're getting, broski. So here's a map. You see that map at the top? It says muscle fiber, and then it says sarcoplasm, and then it says myofibular hypertrophy. Well, sarcoplasmic hypertrophy, that's Blaha. That's what he's getting. Notice that the muscle fiber count didn't change. It didn't change. The myofibulars did not change. There's more sarcoplasm in there than there is myofibulars. That's what his training is based on. Now, training for eccentric is based on this one here on the far right, myofibular hypertrophy. Get it? Yeah, man. And that's what it usually looks like, muscle fiber there regularly. So that's what he's doing, pumping the sarcoplasm. But people, yeah, they don't understand that. There's more maps here. They show you all kinds of stuff here. Myofibular and sarcoplasmic. What do they say here? It says, just a second. It says here, it says myofibular. Muscle fiber grows, but myofibular sarcoplasm ratio unchanged. Myofibular growth, ... Sarcoplasmic. Muscle fiber grows and myofibular sarcoplasm ratio tips towards sarcoplasm. Yeah. That's basically it. You get this. You get this sarcoplasmic stuff. It just grows in there. It just pumps glycogen in there. But anyway.
Over to your other stuff, people are like, yeah, but does that really carry over to the other stuff? Of course it does. Neural drive will still improve over time your ability to do 10 rep sets.
Yeah, it does, but myofibular growth, eccentric exercise increases the strength of concentric because it's superior. It's superior because more loads can go on there. You just don't realize that. That's your problem. Look, man, I can prove everything that I say, bro. Hold on a second. Hold on. Right there, eccentric training improved isometric strength significantly more than concentric training. Eccentric training improved concentric strength by what? 14%. And increased eccentric strength significantly more than what? Concentric training increased concentric strength. There you go. That just proves it all. They're not making this stuff up in here, broski. They're not making it up, bro. I'm telling you, they're not making it up. The mean percent change in muscle growth across studies favored eccentric compared with concentric actions. I mean, everywhere where you read science, concentric is superior in every way to concentric. But your government doesn't want you to know that because they want to keep you weak. They want to keep you weak, bro. I'm telling you, the government wants you weak. They don't want you to build muscle because they know if you build muscle, you'll be strong. They want you to be good at lifting a heavy weight, but be weak physically. See, like Blaha.
There's a case to be made for...
Take a hormone, which you can't see, a molecule, to lift a heavy weight. So if a molecule can lift a heavy weight, here's the thing. If an ant is 75% muscle, right, and they can lift 10 times their body weight, what does that say? Is it based on hormones to lift a heavy weight? No, it was their muscle. The muscle that they carry makes them able to lift 10 times their body weight. An ant. Okay, how much muscle does a human have? Well, they say 40%. An ant has 75%, can lift 10 times its body weight. A human has 40%. So what happens if you go from 40 to 50% muscle? If you gain 10%, see what I mean? Do you need to practice at lifting a heavy weight? No, absolutely not. You're a lot stronger, right? Yeah. You understand me? Just like the ant, bro. Get it? He doesn't have to lift weights. He doesn't have to practice at lifting 10 times his body weight. Just like a gorilla. He can, I don't know, bench press like 4,000 pounds or some shit. Man, he could do all kinds of weird shit. He can bench press like, I don't know, a lot of weight. Let's just put it that way, like 2,000 pounds or something. He's massively super strong. But he also does inside proliferating. He does have, I don't know, high hormone because he has a lot more muscle fibers. He's a being, definitely.
That. There's some even limited data on that. So yes, if you're trying to get the most out of, say, your 10 rep sets, it makes sense to do them. Then we have to do with debates of, there's some experts who do say that there are different potential hypertrophy benefits of doing these different rep ranges sometimes. And I think
Again, different hypertrophy benefits of doing these rep ranges. What benefits are there doing this hypertrophy? Muscles don't hypertrophy forever and ever and ever. It's a speciality to hypertrophy a muscle, getting more muscle cells, and then those cells hypertrophy. He's not doing that.
there's a degree of truth to that. Now, does that mean a person can't absolutely maximize everything doing tens? No, I think that you can. In fact, if I was going to...
Again, just throwing a word around like hypertrophy. Anybody can say hypertrophy. You can get inflammatory muscles and they hypertrophy through inflammation. So, and?
pick something that was practical to only do one rep range, I could do 8 to 12 all day long, you know, and I don't see a problem with that. So let me be clear there. I think a person could easily do 8 to 12 rep sets and nothing else, right? I think you could do that and nothing else and be just fine. I think you can get jacked, and I think it works. So if I was going to pick only one rep range, that actually makes a lot of sense. And I think that can make a lot of sense even for bodybuilding perspectives. But we can't discount the fact that there are neural drive benefits and going a little heavier on some other stuff.
Listen to what he says. We can't deny there's neural drive benefits. Neural drive benefits. There's no benefits. The benefits are all in the eccentric because it comes with what? Regeneration, muscle fibers, muscle cells. It comes with a bunch of stuff and neural drive and everything else. It comes with everything, bro. Get it? Just that nobody really in the gym is focused exclusively on eccentric. Even myself. I've always just done an overworking of a muscle. I would do concentric with eccentric. I never totally focused on just doing heavy loads of eccentric. I just started doing it now in the gym. That's why people are starting to look at me in the gym. They're like, whoa. When they see me moving heavy weight, but they're not really focused. I'm not really focused on the concentric. They just see me moving a heavy weight. But it's mostly you're moving them for partial reps because you're trying to rep them out, really. I mean, the moment you move something heavy in the opposite direction, people get easily impressed about nothing. That doesn't make any sense, bro, but whatever. The point is to get more load on the muscle to get it to tear and the bone so it can come back bigger and stronger. That's the whole point. We're going to the gym to get muscular and bone adaptations, aren't we? I thought that was the whole goal. We wanted to get bigger and stronger, right? See what I mean? I guess Blaha wants to be a small, strong guy. A small, weak, strong guy.
But I might reach a point in my life where I go to all, 10 or 12 or 8 to 12. I might do that one day. And I would be just fine with that. I feel like I would be strong, jacked, everything else. So
yeah, but you're not jacked. You're not jacked. And you're not even that strong. You're taking steroids. You're injecting molecule strength to lift a heavy weight.
I don't want it to sound like I don't think that's viable. I could come in and do it just for simplicity's sake and be just fine. I could be happy doing it. No issues. But there's also the fact that there's some people who've suggested, even researchers, the heavier work may improve overall muscle density a little bit better too. Okay, little
heavier work. There's some that suggest that maybe this heavy work is going to improve bone density. No, not really. Look at your teeth. Are you going to the dentist? If you're still going to the dentist and you have poor teeth health, then it's not improving your bone density. It's really simple. It's not improving your bone density because it's really simple. It can't improve your bone density because it's being interfered with what? Your diet, eating the slave food diet. The moment you cut out the slave food diet, then the bone mineral density can improve. Yes, definitely.
A little bit denser, harder muscle look due to possibly more myofibular growth.
Yeah, but if you're eating tofu, then you're marbleizing your muscle fibers. If you're eating carbohydrates and sugar and eating these like fake foods, they marbleize your muscles. Look it up in science, bro. I'm telling you, they marbleize your muscle, bro. Get it? And that's going to make you worse off as you get older. But Blaha, he's burning it as energy. That's the thing. He's doing a lot of burning because he's a lifting slave, whatever.
That has to be factored in with doing some low rep work. All right, so then where do we get into that whole 8 to 12, that old hyper?
Because of the low rep work. That's the whole. Listen to what he says. Because he's doing low rep work, That's what's going to cause the bone density. Well, there's more tension. There's more tension on the bone, right? Okay, where's the most tension? On the eccentric. There's more tension on the eccentric because there's more load, and you're doing it for reps, and there's more load pulling you down.
Hypertrophy range. Well, I think we benefit from doing a lot of work there, to be honest. Why? Because it doesn't beat you up the way the heavier stuff.
What's the benefit, Blaha? You're not even doing the eccentric. Look, you're not doing eccentric loads here. Here, I'm going to explain to you. Concentric is going to be easier right here on the bench press. Concentric's going to be easier. Trust me. I've tried this experiment. Concentric is a lot easier because he's stopping at the half point, so it's not going to weaken you. If you were to do a full eccentric exercise here, it'll weaken you. Why? Because it's going to stretch the muscle out. And when it stretches, it's going to weaken you doing these presses. See what I mean? Try that. Try doing eccentric here. Just going all the way down and just going a little bit up and then go all the way down again. Go a little bit up. Don't do a full concentric exercise on this. And try to rep it out for 10 reps. And do about 3, 4, 5 sets. Notice by the time you reach the third set or fourth, it's so difficult. You could barely eke out 5 reps doing eccentric presses with these dumbbells. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. It's going to be very difficult.
Does, and it's not as grueling as higher rep in terms of just...
Look, he's pumping. He's just pumping in the opposite direction. He's just squeezing his muscles inward, squeezing them in, squeezing them in. Look,
that drains
squeeze.
You. So it's a good middle ground.
Yeah, that's a good boy. Squeeze
and
them.
I would say that it would make sense to do...
Now go eat a bunch of potatoes. Go eat some glycogen.
most of your training close to that. Right? It does make some sense.
Makes no sense, bro. Makes no sense. You're wasting your time, Blaha, pumping glycogen in your muscles. You're crazy.
Particularly if you're looking for just a balance, just overall balanced approach, I don't think it's a problem. I think it can be fine. I think it can be good. I think people can be very successful there. And in fact, I tend to, even though I'm big on mixing rep ranges, I think everyone should do a little heavy work. Some of my clients literally only do 3 exercises ever heavy, squat, bench, deadlift, or whatever, right? But I digress. That 8 to 12, we can do a lot of work there. And I think it's a good spot to do the majority of your work. It can be extremely effective, and I'm an advocate for that. But there are benefits to the other rep ranges, maybe just a small amount of additional gains to be had. Then we get over to this really high rep stuff.
There's no additional gains to be had. There's nothing. Even eccentric is almost very difficult to get gains because repeat about effect phenomena. And it rapidly adapts to your exercises. It prevents you from tearing down more muscle fibers. That's the difficulty in building muscle. What is he doing here? Concentric? What does that have to do with tearing muscles down? That squeezes muscles. He's not tearing anything. He's squeezing. Look at him with these rubber bands. Look at him pumping his arms up. He does this every day on his videos, these elastic bands. And what have they done to his arms? They get bigger or something? What do they do there? Anything? Nothing.
Like you see here, like 20s or whatever with the bands. Why?
I'll tell you what it's doing. It's aging him, man. Oxidation, hypoxia.
Potential tendon health. Also, metabolic fatigue is accumulated.
Potential tendon health? How does it make it healthy? By wearing it out?
Here, there's different stress involved. The other point that when we look...
What's he talking about? What crazy health? There's no health benefits here. He's making up stuff, bro.
Look at some of that. For some smaller exercises, it works really well. For tendon health, blood flow works really, really well. I think particularly on movements like these.
Tendon health and blood flow. Well, they don't. Blood doesn't flow to them very well. Blood doesn't flow to them. He's crazy. Oh man.
I think it can be an asset. Prehab type movements like reverse hypers, band work, all that stuff. I love 20s. I love 20 to 25 for that stuff. But there's also...
What protects you from them getting tearing off the bone is eccentric exercises because they lengthen. They don't get bigger. They only lengthen. They lengthen so that they don't tear. So eccentric exercise is superior for that, to lengthen it. To get it to get longer so it doesn't tear off the bone. That's the safety period. But a lot of people, a lot of these lifters, they just lift heavy weight. They inject steroids and lift a heavy weight. They go nuts. And then they tear it right off the bone, man. The tendons, the ligaments and shit. They tear them right off the fucking bone, bro. Because they're weak. You understand me? Because they never did any eccentric work to try to grow it longer and stronger. They didn't do anything. They never got bigger and stronger. They're just filled with like glycogen.
Also the possibility that it may have some extra muscle growth benefits, right? Because just like these others,
No, it has no muscle benefits, muscle growth benefits, zero.
there have been experts who said, look, we think one day we're going to find data on this that's going to
And they have found the data. It tells you, and all the data is eccentric is superior to concentric in every way for strength and muscle gains. Strength and muscle gains is superior in every way to concentric. So I don't know what you're talking about.
show that different rep ranges do have some separate pathways by which they could cause muscle.
Why are you wearing a weighted vest, Blaha, walking in the street? Why are you wearing a weighted vest? Because gravity. Everybody knows gravity pulling you down is what's going to make you get big, is going to expand your body. You're walking on this planet called Earth. There's gravity, right? Okay. What happens when you go to a planet that has 10 times more gravity? Well, your body's going to have to adapt by how when you get on that planet. It's going to expand. Your bone and your muscle is going to get bigger because gravity is weighing you down, bro. Get it? You'll be weak if your body doesn't adapt by getting bigger muscles and bigger bones. You won't be able to walk on that planet. Now, when you come from that planet that has 10 times more gravity and you come back to Earth, that's only one time. Who's going to be stronger, Blaha or the guy that came from the planet that had 10 times more gravity weighing him down? That's what science is trying to explain to you, that the eccentric exercise, you can weigh down more weight on the eccentric exercise. The more that weighs you down, the more you're going to grow muscle. Even in that experiment, they tell you in my community section, bro. Go read it. Go read the community section, broski. It tells you there, uphill and downhill. The people grew muscle on the downhill. The people that did concentric, they lost muscle. He keeps telling you you're building muscle, but it says you've lost muscle. Look. This section right here. My community section. It's an NCBI report. I just posted it in here, right here. This is it. It tells you there. It says that eccentrically based treadmill running downhill, running at a range of 15 to 35 minutes, resulted in what? In muscle growth, as a significant addition of serial sarcomeres was identified in some muscles. Okay. Whereas eccentrically biased exercise group, uphill treadmilling training was found to have lost serial sarcomeres. They lost muscles. So one is associated with growing and one is associated with losing muscles. See what I mean? Yeah. That's Blaha. He lost his muscles. He lost his mind. You understand me? Just like in that map I showed you, sarcoplasmic myofibular growth. Yeah.
Growth of the others are not. And if that's the case, it doesn't.
That's why he's never building muscle. He's skating an uphill battle. You're skating an uphill battle right there. And then you have to compensate by eating a lot.
I mean, you need an even split. People say, oh, so we need to just do an even split. No. You could do most of them in that other rep range, that middle rep range. Okay? But you would
think about it. They were running uphill on a treadmill. What was the difference running up a hill? They lost muscle running up a hill. So you're running up a hill. You're trying to skate uphill. Remember that guy in, what was it? That vampire movie, the black guy, I forget his name now. I don't know. Whatever. He told the guy, he goes, man, there's always somebody trying to skate uphill.
Probably benefit from doing a small amount of really heavy stuff.
Nope,
and
there's
you would
no
then
benefits.
Probably benefit
There's no
from
benefits.
a little bit of really high rep stuff.
There's no benefits. This is like you're trading your dollars for Bitcoin. Your dollars have worth they're worth something. They're tangible. You can touch them, feel them. They're worth something. And then you trade them in for Bitcoin. And the Bitcoin has no worth. You can't feel it, touch it, or see it. Get it? Unless somebody gives you money for it, it's worthless now. See what I mean? So you ran uphill and you lost your sarcomere number of muscle fibers. So you lifting weights against gravity in the opposite direction, tiring yourself out, doing a lot of concentric work without eccentric is exhausting you, and you're going to lose muscles. That's what you're going to do. That's why people complain, and that's why Blaha is so small.
But I think particularly for weak links, right? Things that really need the most work.
Yeah.
And it makes a lot.
So not only does concentric not build muscle, but it makes you lose muscle. Wow.
Eccentric stuff like biceps, triceps, all that. Hey, my opinion. I like it for things like.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks good for show. Lift a heavy weight. It looks good. It looks good on YouTube, but nobody sees what you lift in the street.
Forearms too. Right? Again, it makes a lot of sense in that context, just because some of those muscles are smaller and they seem to respond well to that. Okay.
Yeah.
So again, I'm going to make the case that it actually does make sense for overall training response and practicality sometimes to include multiple rep ranges.
Man, he's just making up stuff.
All right, guys, well, that's really all I have.
Yeah, multiple rep ranges, whatever. See you in the next one. Ciao, friends.